main horse that comes to mind is a little schnitzel filly, the veal thing. We called her Snitty, was her stable name. She was a tiny little thing, and she was first sent out by the owners to Tim Martin's property where I was working, and we broke her in there. She was so quiet from the get-go. Her first ride, it was like she'd been broken in for months. She was a lovely little horse. I fell in love with her. I was also riding work for Craig Ritchie, who was going to train her, so then when she went in there, I started riding all the work in there as well. And she was a lovely little thing, very small. And she had her first trial at Randwick, and she finished second last in a big field. And Tommy Berry rode her, and he came in and said, "I wish they all tried as hard as she did. She really wants to do it, but she's just too small." And Craig said to me, when she goes to the trials next, if she finishes in the first half, we'll let her race, but otherwise we'll send her out to be a broodmare because we'll devalue her if she races poorly. We got to Randwick that day, the trials, and she finished fourth in quite a big field. So she was given the okay to race, and I took her to Cessnock a few weeks later, and she finished fourth. She wasn't beaten very far. Not long after that, I had my accident, and then I was in hospital. And following her story really just gave me a lot of encouragement to keep going through those hard days. And I went and visited her in the stables my first weekend that I was allowed to leave hospital. She just gave me that connection of being with a horse again. I had a really special relationship with her.
And then you named her first foal. So tell us about what happened to her afterwards.
Yeah, so when she was retired from racing, she did win a race. She ran fourth at Moonee Valley on Cox Plate Day. She did okay. And then when she was sold as a broodmare, I made contact with the people who bought her. And they're really lovely people. They sent me updates on her all the time. And she was put in foal to deep field. And her first foal, the owners contacted me and let me know that he'd been born, and they let me name him. So I named him Remy after the horse I learnt to ride on, and his race name was Lord Remy. And he's gone okay. He's won a few races in the bush. She's gone on to have a few more foals now, but I keep in regular contact with them to see how Snitty is.
And it's incredible, that bond that you have. You remember every detail, and this is what people working with these racehorses, that the racing world needs to tell the world, that you remember every detail about the whole journey she had as a racehorse.
Yeah, they're like your family. They're part of your family like a pet dog is. We love them so much. I remember details like that of every horse that I've worked with. I always say I forget people's names often, but I never forget a horse's name or their face or anything about them. They mean so much to us. Everybody in racing loves horses. You couldn't do it if you didn't. It's very hard work, long hours, early mornings, but we do it because we love the horse.